So apparently we got the MrBeast guy. He don't like him. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna figure out what's going on. We gonna figure out why he don't like MrBeast. So we gonna jump right up to it. We ain't gonna watch all of it. We just gonna see what they talking about and dig into it. No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? We gonna see what's going on. You know what I mean? So yeah, here we go. We gonna pull it up and see what's going down.
And then there was people who, if you had a disagreement or butt heads with Jimmy or just you didn't like it, you know, you were the other half. And I consistently was in the half that Jimmy didn't like me. That's fine. I don't like him either. It's okay. Oh, that feels so good to say. I don't like Jimmy. I hate you so much. He didn't want anyone to get more popular or have more of a way out necessarily. Like, oh, I'm doing my Twitch thing on the side. Don't do that because you could get famous and leave. And
I ain't gonna lie. Like, before we even get deep into it, that's the thing. Like, man, I be knowing some people that's like on a big level as far as like with the social media stuff. And man, people real guarded. They definitely don't want you to get bigger than them. They be like really hating. And my thing is this, man, it's enough money out here for all of us. So why even be like that? Like, hey, I don't care if you blow up a little bit. Hey, it's gonna make my name bigger. You feel me? That's how I feel.
Talk about me negatively. And I could tell that the yes men were, you know, doing well. And I was, you know, disgruntled for quite some time. So I've talked to reporters, right, like publicly. And I've always had to choose my words very, very carefully because I don't want to say anything I don't stand behind, obviously. So I used to talk to people. I used to glaze Jimmy publicly for things I do genuinely think are true. But then it's like, well, how come you didn't talk about the working conditions? Well, I wanted a career. I didn't want to, you know, speak ill of YouTube's golden boy and then I'm blacklisted forever. I tell people I was talking to you, they go, "Don't, what are you doing? You're going to kill your career." It's like, I have to or I'll be sad.
Also, they even doing a little power tripping on the YouTube world. You know what I'm saying? People could get you blacklisted on the YouTube world. Hey, I didn't know it was that big. You feel me? And I don't know nobody like that. You feel me?
This is the moment we're going to talk about it. So as far as that, that's my covering up of why we didn't talk about XYZ sooner, but now you know.
What would you say is the fakest video that you worked on while you were there?
Fakest video that I worked on while I was there. This is the extent of the fakeness that I was involved to. This is like admitting to my complicity. I was a writer there, and we were working on a video crushing my friend's car with a rock or meteor or something. It was a rock or a meteor in the title of it. I can't remember, but he wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think the rock came out of space.
We're gonna take a meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this. Weddle and Marcus are probably shocked. They had no idea.
And so that was the one and only time I had to, my car? What? And on the fly, I saw him, because Marcus was in that video.
Oh, so he said he had to play it off like, but I think we would have known that if your car got hit by a meteor, it don't sound like it's real. My bad, real. So that sounds fake, WWE-ish.
His mom, Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'm texting my mom, I go, "Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised." And then I hit send, and then they go, "Call your mom now." And I call my mom and I tell her, and oh, she should have got the Oscar. Oh my God, on the fly, she goes, "What? I'm on vacation." Mom, my car has been destroyed.
Wait, what?
A meteor hit it.
Jacob, I'm on vacation. Do you understand?
Substance use
See, they always want to come with stuff like this.
disorder and addiction.
We ain't really got
is
time
so
for all
isolating.
this, man. You know what I'm saying?
And so,
Yeah, I did that video, and they're supposed to give me $10K to put a down payment on a new car, and they wanted me to get like a big flashy new car. $10K was supposed to be a down payment, and I can't afford a big flashy new car because I work at MrBeast. So I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the taxes on. I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the insurance on. So I do my part of the video, and I get a mom van that I could afford.
Oh, wow.
And Jimmy was like, "Why didn't you get a cooler car?" I was like, I can't afford that, bro. Come on, what are you talking about? You know, if I was working on a TV show in the 90s on a show that was a quarter as successful, I could retire today.
Wait, he said he had to get a soccer mom band? Now that's crazy. Working for MrBeast and he gets all those views and stuff. You telling me he had to go get a soccer mom band? Wow. That's wild. But I mean, if he went to go get something, he probably could have put the majority of more than half to get the new car. But yeah, you still got to make them $300-400 payments. So yeah, that ain't, yeah. I feel where he coming from. He's speaking facts.
Now I make dog shit pay, making gajillionaires more money. And I just walked into the writer's room, and that's one of the reasons why I left, was because I just walked in there and asked for not necessarily a gajillion dollars, but maybe a salary that was more proportional to the work.
Wait. Now you getting down to the meat and potatoes. But the question is what was the number? Tell us what the number was, so we can determine whether it was reasonable or not. Because you probably outpriced yourself, buddy. And if you did that, then yeah, you got to go. But I don't know. Let's hear what you got to say.
Given how much revenue that work was doing. And then, I talked about that, and I talked about the Writers Guild and how this is what Writers Guild industry standard is for the streaming internet content with ads. I thought that was the closest thing to YouTube, and I didn't even bring up residuals, because, oh my God, if I got residuals for every video I worked on, boy, howdy, I could retire. But, the other thing I talked about was there was another writer there, older comic, black guy, he had a kid. And I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child, we're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fuckhead white guy, why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up.
But wait. Let's think. I don't even think they get residuals for writing TV scripts for movies, do they? Or do they just get paid a flat rate? I thought everybody got paid a flat rate. Or pro bono, you know what I'm saying? Or you working for free and then you just, you get something off of it later. Now that's something that you should have worked within the contract instead of getting a salary. Should have maybe worked like, hey, let me just get, 5% of every video for the lifetime of the video or something. You know what I mean? Like, it was probably your job to go sit down and go talk to him and see if you can negotiate something. If you didn't negotiate or you ain't know where to go, then it's going to be trouble. If you just went there like, I deserve this and that, then it wouldn't sound right. You got to go in professional and make it sound right.
And one of the things I didn't like about the way some of the V stuff shook out was...
Oh, you about to cry? Oh, you finna cry. Oh.
I feel really guilty about the way it just shook out. Yeah, I was talking to this other writer, it's fucked up, that's how the pay is, and I want you to get paid more, because you deserve to get paid more. I don't have a kid.
Oh, you said
and he didn't want to rock the boat. He desperately didn't want to rock the boat. He's just, I like my job. I like, because when you grow up with, nothing, not to say that he did, but I know I did, You get a little something, you don't want to lose it. So he didn't want to rock the boat.
Oh, you shedding tears.
But he said, hey man, if that's how you feel, if that's I trust you. He stood with me. He went to that meeting with me. And I said my piece and he backed me up. And I said, I need XYZ or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day. And they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew...
He got him fired. Wow.
If I knew he was going to lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
Oh, wow. He got him fired? Man, that's messed up. Wow. Hey, man, he stood up for what he believed, though. You didn't get him fired. He walked in there with you, man. You can't feel bad.
Me, I was over the moon. I was like, you're going to give me a check and I get to leave? I don't get to deal with the how many Orbeez can I fit up my asshole every day, And I get to go home and you're going to pay me to leave. I was over the moon.
Wow.
And he was devastated.
Of course.
He did not want. I said he just wanted to be in the room, And I really regret that.
Wow.
But me and him are really still tight. We're still good friends. Is he doing good? Yeah, he's doing good. He's a good guy. I love that guy. He's doing good. Yeah.
So maybe it was for the better?
Honestly, best thing I could have done for him. Now that he's very, very far removed from all this crazy shit, I guess.
Do you think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber. I think he is laser focused on one goal.
True.
And I think whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him that he calculated, because he's very good with numbers. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty. If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy? But I've always thought, if you're going to do something nice for somebody, and you stick a camera in their face while you do it, you didn't do a nice thing for somebody. You gained something.
Now, I can agree with that. I don't really like doing the cameras. Like, if I'm going to give you some money, man, I don't want to have no camera all up in your face. Like, here go $10. Get you something to eat. That ain't cool. Or here go, I like to do that behind the scenes. I'm going to be honest. So I can feel where you're coming from on that.
There was a homeless guy on the street, and you saw an opportunity for yourself and your image, and you gave one guy $10,000 who needed it to eat, and now the revenue you generated from that video is way more than what you gave. I think when he's generous on camera, it's the least authentic thing in the world. There's an element of, oh, hey, you're crying. That's so good for camera. I'm so glad if you're crying because you're so thankful that you got XYZ, and then you go, I'm so glad he needed it that bad so I could come in and, can you cry more? Oh, it's so good for the camera if you...
Yeah, he's being detailed. He's trying to rake up the money, man. You can't be mad at MrBeast for raking up the money and doing what he got to do. But I feel you, man. It ain't as authentic as you thought it would be coming from the outside. I feel you. That makes sense. Real talk.
It made me uncomfortable that I was working there, and I didn't like it, and I vocalized it sometimes, and I think that's why I wasn't on camera as much as they said I was going to be. I was told at one point that I was going to be like fourth banana, it was going to be Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, and then that never happened. I remember talking about that, like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ, and then I got the severance checks, so, whatever, all that regard.
So after your severance checks, how was your relationship with the company? I know you appeared in videos after that, right?
Right, so in videos where I was appearing in...
Oh, so you still getting some money. Okay, get that bread.
Later, that's why you keep nice publicly. If you're nice in public, hey, Jake was nice in public. Let's have him back for something. Yeah, sure. So I was hoping they call back. And I appeared in some videos after I left. I think one of them was 3 days in a maximum security prison. If I did do mini challenges in that, I got paid. I was clocked in with a rate, and I would get paid and compensated for those. But there was one video I was in. I got paid a lot for it, but it didn't come out. It didn't come out because it didn't go well. There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary, or surviving solitary for whatever. It was one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everyone saw the premise and thought, what? You shouldn't do that. And people don't know that was the second attempt. The first attempt was on me. And
So let's see what happened. It sounds like he just been, it sounds like he just was mistreated, and he felt like MrBeast didn't treat all the people around him correctly. It don't sound like he hate him. It sounds like he dislikes his ways and his business tactics, Are you finna cry again? Come on, don't cry.
I was already planning on moving to New York, and I worked at a couple of YouTube companies after Beast, and I had a little bit of change in my pocket. The most change I had in my pocket ever. Small potatoes, compared to Beast bullshit. But I thought I had enough to move to New York or whatever. And I get a call from somebody over there, and they go, "Hey, they want you for a video." I was like, "Oh, amazing, great, cool, thank God." What's the video? And they tell me the pitch. They try to make the pitch sound like it's going to be like a walk in the park. The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement But don't worry, like you only have to last like 30. We have like a video. They're pitching it like at first it's going to be like a luxury vacation. You're going to have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine. And like part of the video is going to be you deciding like what items am I going to get rid of, today? And it's like the choice. They were like, it's only going to be bad for me to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first, it's going to be like a breeze for most of it. And by the end of it, after 30 days, you're going to get $300,000.
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie, for 300,000, throw me in there for solitary confinement, man. I'm sitting in there. It don't matter how long you want me. 300,000 for 30 days, man. I ain't tripping. Starving, hungry, booty stank. I don't really care. Toes funky. It don't even matter, man. For 300,000, man. I'm solo, dolo. Just jump on camera. Throw me in there. I'm ready.
It's $10,000 a day, and I don't know, man. I grew up poor in North Carolina. I said, excuse me? I'll dance for you if you put that kind of money in my face, sure. They were like, you're going to be locked in this room, and we got to make sure you're on all the time. We're going to have cameras on you all the time, and you're perfect for this because you never shut the fuck up. On paper, I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah, that sounds good.
They always cut me out of the videos. They always, and editors have told me that it's because you have too much of a personality. And so with this video, I thought, this is perfect.
Yeah.
It's a video they can't cut me out of. I'm the guy. And so I thought, well, if I have to do this, if I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that.
For 300,000.
I held my tongue and I swallowed my pride and I tried to do one last ride. I get there. And at first it's fine. And, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, which that's probably not good, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time.
Right.
It looked good on the visual. It looks good on camera. It's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. It was in one of the studios. They had to, get, a separate, tank for, septic stuff. There was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's going to stink. There's not a hot water mechanism. So the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint. But the shower was always cold, and you're taking a quick shower, and I had cameras 24/7 on me. And the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has two modes. On, and off, reeking of smelly dairy mildew. So I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. So the little things started to build up. There was the bug thing wasn't terrible, but it was a factor. And at first it was fine,
and
you're playing it up because it's a video. And it got to a point where they weren't turning the lights off. I asked them, I said, can we have nighttime hours? And they said no, because it would.
Oh man, he wanted nighttime hours, so he was being picky. You getting paid, man. You got to do what they say.
The time-lapse shots. The time-lapse of what? Me sleeping? Or me not sleeping? Yeah, I saw in other videos they did you're going to get XYZ hours of sunlight. Oh, great! Want to know how they figured that one out? I didn't have it. One of the things was you got to take away your clock, so you didn't know what time it was. Okay, I got no access to sun. I got no access to clock. I don't know, the lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep, and I have insomnia problems now.
Wow.
But they might have started there. I had good people looking out for me.
What's wrong, bro? Let it
I had a
out.
lot of good people looking out for me saying, this we got to stop. So I just wanted to turn the lights off. And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing. So, they're giving me, melatonin,
Oh, wow.
It's not helping, and then Jimmy would come in every other day for an hour, to check in on me because he's doing other stuff, You know, I'm just the guy in the cage over here. He'll come back to me in a minute. And so he'd come by, he'd get the shots, he'd leave. Sometimes he'd have a note for the director over the phone. That would really piss me off. This is a note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans?
Wow.
You know how hard it was to do a take of that? And pretend to make it genuine?
Yeah, that don't sound right.
I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to be in a cage. But Jimmy's the guy with the money, and if you do what he says, he'll do what you want. You want your student loans paid off? You just be in this cage. And you have power over people. When one person doesn't have resources and the other one does, and they hold it over your head, and you go, of course, yeah, I agreed to it. I needed it, of course. And just something about like having the cameras on me all the time. Like I was not having a good time, but we were filming a video. So I was trying my best to be funny, you know. I'm a dark comic, you know. I got bits about. I had a very traumatic life. I have my dad is in jail for sexual assault of a minor, you know. So this kind of stuff is very near and dear to my heart. You know, I don't fuck around with this shit. Yeah, I have jokes about that in my act, you know.
Okay. So we just gonna wrap it up. Moral of the story, to be honest with you, like, he's gonna keep going on. But the moral of the story is, hey man, what I'm getting from it is, man, you gotta always know money is not everything. Don't do everything for money. Don't go work for something that you know, don't work somewhere that you're not passionate at. Because money ain't everything. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it may cost something to make a business run and things like that, but you know, when you sign up, you know what you're getting paid. Money ain't everything. You can't get too caught up into, you know, the details, you know, unless you're the overseer. So now what you do is you figure out how to oversee your own company and do what you learned the right way from what you seen from him. But other than that, man, I'm going to be honest with you, man, like, you should have learned a long time ago. Once you seen that it wasn't worth it, you should have just got up out of it and went about your way and chunked the deuces on MrBeast if he wasn't treating you right, man. You know, so. But, yeah, man, I think that MrBeast supposed to do stuff that look fake and set it all up. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to the people who's doing it and acting and stuff. Y'all got to stand on y'all, you know, stand on y'all 10 toes. And make sure that y'all got morals and standards and don't do everything that he wants you to do just because it's for some money. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get out of it, man. But, you know, appreciate you for tapping in with me, man. We'll go in depth and go deeper into this later. Until next time, man, appreciate you for tapping in with me, man. It's Broadway Beats, man. You know how we doing it.